Hey gang, Devall here for ToyWorldOrder.com. Recently, Carrie and I ventured out to the Spoon River Drive, which is the yearly, it's a kind of a scenic, fallish kind of drive, but there's a lot of garage sales, a lot of yard sales, a lot of dealers and vendors set up, and we always seem to find really cool stuff. Well, this time I found a couple of cool things. I'm going to show you one of them on this episode and the next one on the episode, but I thought we'd do something a little different. I found these from Fleer. Are they from Fleer or Leaf? Leaf. Company that I don't think is in business anymore, but 1989's Baseball's Greatest Gross Outs, a complete set of wax packs still in the box. And these things are kind of cool. I mean, you know, the 80s were the big time for Tops and Garbage Pail Kids, and there were a lot of different things that were done, such as Baseball's Greatest Gross Outs. There were three different package designs, and of course there's 88 cards in the set that you can collect, and all of these had gum in them. But you had an orange pack, you got a white pack, and a purple pack. So three different packs here. Basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna open these packs, and we're gonna see what exactly what cards we've got. Now the sad thing is this gum in here. You can see it better in the white version here, and I got another camera set up next to me, so if you're wondering why does he keep looking over there, well, there's this shot over here. Hello, this shot here. You can kind of see this nasty. That doesn't look healthy, but let's open. We're gonna open all 36 packs of these. Let's see what we find. I don't think I've never had these cards. I don't remember these cards when I was a kid. I never got to see them, so this is a first for me here. Oh yeah, that gum is oh that's effing foul. That card right there is ruined. I get a feeling every one of these cards is going to be ruined because that is molded to that card, and I do mean molded, as in ew. That's disgusting. Look at that. That's so foul. I mean, ew. We're gonna set all of those cards aside because those are. What's sad is I like to keep one each of these when I put them into albums, so that way I've got them all. So maybe I can salvage a couple of these. Maybe just the top ones are gross, and maybe the ones down below are better. Let's see, but we've got Ryan the Rhino, Peekaboo Paul, Elvis Pelvis. Look at Elvis Pelvis. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Skinny Vinny. Hey, Skinny Vinny. Moosehead Melvin. Tiptoer Tim. Ratface Robert. And Billy the Brain. Now, as these were 88 cards in a set, some of them on the back have puzzle pieces. So there are cards. Of course, there's puzzles you can put together, as well as some of them actually have stats, which makes me wonder if, like Garbage Pail Kids, if there aren't actually double the amount of cards, because I'm wondering if there aren't a whole set of cards with stats on the back and a whole set of cards with puzzles on the back. So it's always interesting when I open these, and I'm sure people are like, "Why are you opening those? Those are amazing." I mean, why wouldn't I? I've opened every box of vintage card set that I have gotten over the years. I have opened and put into binders. I probably have like 15 binders full of non-sports cards at this point in my life. Some of which we're not even going to try to take that one out of there. That's here, let me get a good look at that nastiness. Look at that, just that awfulness, man. Those are just unhealthy and just so we get Slowball Scott and Long Arm Lenny and Backwards Barry and Bold David and Brad the Bunter. That's a beautiful name. Brad the Bunter. Winnie the Windbag, Evan the Terrible, Leon the Chameleon, Dion the chameleon. It's sad when you find. I opened some Alf cards like in the last several months, and they had gum in them too. But of course, they were the old Tops gums, so that stuff, even though it's nasty, that gum's gross. Even though it's nasty, it's still pretty decent. There's a video which I'll link to that Dave and I did a long time ago, where we basically he basically had me try old Tops gum. Oh God! I hope to God there's more of the Top cards in there somewhere, because I hate to be trying to put a set to this together and finding out that you just can't, because, well, some of the cards are ruined because the bubble gum went bad. It went bad and went disgusting and filthy and icky and nasty. The only problem with these, when I was working on the G.I. Joe set, for anyone who's ever attempted to complete that set, I can't remember the company that put those out, but their collation was awful. Like, you would be lucky if you got a full set of those cards in a box. I mean, you would be really lucky, because it didn't always happen. Actually, I don't think it's ever happened. I don't think anyone's ever completed a complete set of those cards out of box like that. So, like I said, it's going to be very interesting to see. Yeah, see, some of these aren't bad. That one's not. This one's not terrible. Like, the gum came right off that one. So, the farther down they were in the box, I think the better off they are. But sadly, that doesn't seem to matter, because they're still gross. I mean, they are baseball's greatest gross outs, but I don't think you could put a Patreon together and raise enough money to get me to try one of those sticks of gum without many things, including a tetanus shot and revaccinations for every disease known to man. That's about the only way that you'd be able to get me to try that disgusting, nasty. That literally is mold growing on that gum. Literally. I mean, it's literal mold on that gum, and I don't think I'm going to be able to save any of these packages, sadly, because, well, I might be able to, as long as it doesn't spread. And luckily, I live in luckily the basement's down here, and it stays pretty humid free down here. I think I might be able to save a set of packages. We'll put that one aside. So maybe. It's going to be a real iffy situation if I can do it. I don't know how many of you out there actually collect. Yeah, see, that one's toast. That one's, yeah, that's no coming back from that. I don't know how many of you out there actually collect non-sports cards. There's not really a lot of value in some of them unless you start getting into the later years of, like you start getting into the Star Wars stuff, or some of the very earliest sets of non-sports cards, which were like, the Superman sets, or from the 40s and 50s, and you start getting into those. And yeah, there's some money in there. Old Beatles cards, or the Monkees, or stuff like that. A lot of that stuff, there's a lot of money in those still, but a lot of this stuff from the 80s and 90s you can find pretty relatively affordable. There's a few things out there that still command top dollar. And I think we're going to try to save that white one. That one's not bad, but man, that gum. Oh my God, that's just... I'm gonna throw up a little bit. Some of these are great, man. Underground Eric, Orville the Oozer, the San Quentin Chicken. These are amazing. Handy Andy. I would say Andy is pretty handy. Oh, another Leon Chameleon. Alan the Alien. Ryan the Rhino. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I am going to finish opening all of these packs, and then we will have a discussion about them when it's all said and done. So hang tight with me. We'll be right back. All right. So I opened all the packs. I put together. Well, I almost put together a whole set. Sadly, both card 14s that were in this box were ruined. The gum had just molded onto that so badly that I couldn't get them off, and the cards were disgusting. So sadly, I'm a card short of a complete set out of a full box, number 14. But the puzzle, I was wrong. So there are 88 cards and 88 card backs that have stats, and then there's a 36-piece puzzle, which is a ridiculous size puzzle for trading cards. Usually you'd have nine cards, and 9 cards would make up the puzzle. And you'd be able to put those, they'd have stickers on one side and the puzzle on the other side. And the puzzle, once you put them in, you'd have, on card pages, you'd have a front, and you'd flip it over in the back, you'd see the whole puzzle. This was not like that. This is not like that at all. This is the biggest puzzle I've ever seen. As I was laying them all out thinking, holy crap, this is a big picture. I don't even know how you display this. I mean, it's 4 across and 9 down in 4 rows. I mean, it's immense. It's huge. These are really cool, though. These are a neat little collection of Garbage Pail Kid type cards. Like I said, if they were truly ripping off Garbage Pail Kids, which anything like this that came after Garbage Pail Kids, let's be honest, it's pretty much ripping Garbage Pail Kids off. But they would have done 2 versions for each character with 2 different names, and then the backs would have been puzzle pieces. But again, a 36, almost dropped those. A 36-piece puzzle is ridiculous. I mean, it is a giant logo, which you can only see, a good portion of it on the camera, and then of course this picture of it completed is crazy. I mean, it's. I mean, how do you display something like this? And the weird thing is that like I said, a lot like Garbage Pail Kids, where they're the same cards that were on the other sides for these corresponding numbers. So I have every piece of the puzzle, but now it's like, well, what do I do with all these extra cards? Like, do I put them in front of the other cards? And it's very interesting. It's a very first world problem conundrum that I have that I don't know what I'm going to do. But I hope you like this look at baseball greatest gross outs from Leaf. I got another box that we're going to take a look at, which is Baseball's Awesome All-Stars, which is the sequel to this set. And I haven't looked at these that close, but it doesn't look like the gum's as bad on these as it is the other ones. This one should be okay. But we'll take a look at those next time. But I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of like unpackaging, I guess you could call it, of this great 1988 trading card series. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with all these puzzle pieces and put them into page protectors now. It's my least favorite part of all this. But I did manage to rescue 3 packages that weren't terrible, and once they're folded, they won't be bad. So that was a plus. So thanks a lot, guys. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Click the little bell icon. Make sure you get all of our upcoming videos. And beware, come January 1st, 2020, with the changes that the FTC is making YouTube do for videos that they feel pertain to children, such as stuff that we do, which are toy reviews or this type of thing. Maybe not this type of thing, but you may or may not start seeing notifications from us come January 1st, 2020 of new videos. So make sure you keep an eye out on our page, as we'll be putting up new stuff. And cross your fingers. I didn't get that nasty email that a lot of YouTubers got that said your channel's in danger, blah, blah, blah. So luckily our demographics are a little older, skew older than 13. That's a good thing and a bad thing, I suppose. Anyway, check us out, guys, and until next time, guys, keep digging, because you never quite know what you're going to find. You also might find extremely nasty, moldy bubblegum. No amount of money in the world could get me to chew a piece of that. Well, if you bought me a Unicron, I might consider it. Just a little bit. Take care, guys. I'll see you next time.